Aries, hi, this is your February 2025 reading and what to expect. I feel like you're exhausted. Seven of Wands in the middle of your spread. You've had some struggles, maybe that has destroyed your confidence and you're feeling overwhelmed in February, a bit overly protective at this time. I think this has to do with an old cycle, a generational pattern where you could be struggling to remain serene and strong during changes and during challenges. And it's hard for you to dissolve some destructive emotional programming, and I think it's something where you're going to be called to love yourself a little bit more with the Empress in reverse here. That has to do with a creative block. That has to do with doubts and feeling anxiety and overwhelm. For some of you, it could be love, someone being maybe infidelity is involved here. Maybe someone's indecisive. Maybe you're indecisive, Aries. There's, a need to love yourself. If you can't accept yourself, you can't expect that from other people, right? So there's a need to connect to this universal love within you in February and let go of any hurt and rectify the situation that cannot be healed, right? Like what's happening to some Aries here, this particular Aries, there's just the bitterness and the self-doubt that you could be harboring with the Empress energy in reverse is there's just no place for that in your well-being. I feel like you're going to go and think about maybe like really loving yourself first and putting yourself first. Maybe you went above and beyond and it wasn't good enough for someone. There's something there in February that's just, there's a lack of accountability. There's like imbalance with the justice in reverse there. I think there's a master cleanse you're going to do, and really watching and clearing your detoxing your system inside and out, right? And then there could be people around you that are jealous of your success, and you could be picking up on that, but you do end up being grounded, Aries, okay, as a King of Pentacles in the future aisle. So again, there could be some, when you're feeling like this, when you're feeling overwhelmed, be careful, because you can space out, and when you're not grounded, it leaves you open to invasions of external follies, right? So it's like a time, like make sure you cleanse your energy and your space, right? And detox your body, mind, and maybe consider a juice fast in February here. Maybe the holidays had you drinking a little too much, eating too much sugar, so maybe a little cleanse won't do you wrong in February, Aries. Let's pull a little bit more tarot. You also came up as a Nine of Wands in the current energy in February, which has to do with being on edge. Like you're going to kind of start to have the courage to stand up and not really hide what you're feeling with someone. For some of you, you could be dealing with a mother who is really just not being fair, and it could be in relation to a child or children, and where they could be accusing you of having a lack of accountability, and it's not fair, and it's almost like you're being punished for something that they're doing, if that makes sense. So this really throws you off in February. Again, take that time, clear your energy, reach out to others that can help you through this emotionally. You have the gift of meditation to be able to go within and see all sides, right? So, big changes are hard sometimes, right? When we're not paying attention to the signs, because sometimes change, like for me, my guides kind of guide me when change is coming. They kind of tell me months ahead sometimes a day before or a week before. But because I try to maintain a routine with meditation daily, I'm able to balance my emotional energies and I'm able to just use discernment properly and hear the signs, see the signs, and feel the signs, and trust my intuition on how I move around, right? So this, I feel a lot of how you deal with your stress is ancestral. It's a lot of healing and forgiving, and you could just be repeating that cycle where maybe that's how you saw your parents deal with things, is to just kind of avoid or be like too cold, in the situation. Maybe that's what you were used to. So I can help you identify what those are. If you want to book a session, we can tune into what that could be that is keeping you stuck. Like, if you're triggered, that means you're still not free. So let's pull a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like there could be a third party getting involved in the situation, someone who doesn't take sides, someone who's outside of your connection or the situation, that's going to allow boundaries. You both have boundaries. Sometimes mediation is needed. Or that could be you, Aries, being a mediator for someone going through some struggle in their relationship or their marriage, right? Or it could just be you being more clear with your boundaries in February and bringing balance to the situation with the Six of Pentacles in the future aisle and getting your vibrancy back up. So if you need that little, me time, take that, because whatever insights come through during that period of rest and peace is going to allow you to listen to your inner voice and make the decisions that you need to make, Aries. So you're being asked to recognize where you're not being recognized and rewarded for your efforts. Not that you expect anything, because Aries is a doer, but you're being asked to somehow take a chance. Like there's a comfort zone that you're being asked to step out of and move more with this newfound confidence. And you will do it. As you leave February, you're going to begin to attract new results, because you could be breaking this pattern, right? Pull, clarify the Six of Pentacles here. Generosity. I feel like you're going to be like giving back to people who have always been there for you as well. Yeah. So that has to do with like, finally, you got the Strength card in my baseball deck. That has to do with like facing whatever conflict you had, and you're going to have the strength and the courage to stop suffering and tune into your inner power. That's what I'm seeing with that, and in a healthy way, you're going to be able to move past this situation, and it's in the situation where things have been imbalanced or unfair. It's going to be, especially if it has to do with children, it's going to balance. If it's always been one-sided, one person's side the entire time getting their way, that's going to shift in February. There's going to be justice to that situation, and there'll be an equal amount or generous amount of time you will be able to spend with your kids and share the kids, the responsibilities, the time with them. It's what I don't want to say it's what you're owed, but it has to do with you, because you were so grounded, you were so open, and you focused on yourself. You may have lost it a little bit in February, but at the end, I feel like as we, maybe around February 6th, there's more balance. There's more sharing of ideas and giving better insights on how can we make this work, for the kids' sake. How can we make this work financially, if it's a business endeavor? How can I give back if this is a new endeavor for a certain Aries that you're starting? How do I give back without losing myself, right? How do I share my wealth and my generosity and give to charity without losing my boundaries? So, and that's going to put you in alignment to what you were always here to do. And for some of you, one of your children is so fascinated with the life and how you live your passions. They may not show you or tell you this stuff, Aries, but this particular child really is inspired and is in awe of the lifestyle that you were leading by example to your children. But this one particular younger child has an eye for you, and it's every moment I feel this child is enjoying, watching you fulfill your goals, and they always have, and your ideas and how you're discovering new places and new people, and you just come up in this child's eyes as someone who has limitless potential and who's a free spirit, and it's always exploring and having your freedom and going to these exotic places, and this child sees this with enthusiasm, and I think there's a conversation coming up in February with someone that you have a special place in your heart for this person in regards to some type of maybe how can we align, how can I support you, how can you support me, because I think with the both of us doing this together, this can work. So for some of you, please apply that energy to your situation. This could be work, this could be, a partnership, a business idea, because there's a lot of opportunities opening up in the first 4 days in February for Aries. I think, like, especially financially, you are going to you're going to flourish, because in the first 3 weeks of January, I already see that a lot of your shifts have come in. So in February, those passionate connections that maybe you're making in January is leading to something pretty lucrative in February, March, April, and May. Like, these are things, like, it's just going to open up lots of ideas. You're going to expand, right? There's security, while like you conserving your energy is going to open that up. I know it sounds so paradoxical, but it has to do with feeling like, okay, I don't have to hold on so tight to my money or to the situation anymore, because all these other things are opening up for you. So because you're so good at balancing and juggling, right? Your money, your finances, and your emotions are always under control. So with when it comes to money and business, and that's very helpful. So let's pull you two advice cards. Advice cards for Aries in February. Jump back in, but I'll take it. I'll take both. Surrendering. You got surrendering, honoring the truth, and surrendering opens you up to divine guidance. That's beautiful, how connected you are to the cosmos, right? As you're surrendering to whatever situations that was unfair and imbalanced that came up in this reading. You also got flow of partnership, and that has to do with the ebb and flow of relationships and how one relationship is taking you to your next path. So you're able to connect these relationships somehow, and they keep showing you, revealing to you the steps of where you have to go next. It's beautiful. There's a nice ebb and flow there. I like that for you. Let's pull you one of these cards before you go for Aries. Whoa, you got 2 and 2. So you got communicating freely, which has to do with really expressing your authenticity, your authentic voice in the world. If some of you are bloggers or content creators, keep doing that. And if it's someone you need to speak to or in your partnerships, you're going to be doing that more. You're going to communicate from your depth, like the depths of your being, I sense. And the other one was cultivating prosperity. Some of you could be buying land somewhere. Some of you could be just being so grateful and seeing how you've cultivated and planted the seeds, and now they're starting to bloom. They're kind of pouring in now. You're starting to get your ducks in a row in such a way that you haven't before. Like there's a groundedness to this energy. You're rooted, like you're planting the seeds. It's starting to sprout. That's what I sense for that. And this could be as we head into spring, because I'm already seeing flowers in my mind's eye. I hope this was